Hi guys, welcome to Auckland First 15 School Report as we get stuck into the final 3 weeks of the Auckland 1A competition. I'm Matt Manukia and we're welcoming you here today from Auckland Grammar, who hosts Sacred Heart, one of 3 teams, believe it or not, still slugging it out for a home semi-final in this 11th and final round of the season.
Here's the final round of the regular season, sees a number of teams still with plenty to play for. St Kentigern have the chance to secure a home playoff if they can topple unbeaten Mount Albert. Sacred Heart are also in with a sniff of hosting a home semi-final of their match at Auckland Grammar. Kings and De La Salle scrap it out for 5th place. Dilworth welcome Onehunga and Aorere travel to Otahuhu to defend the Kevin Mialamu Trophy. But first, St Peter's look to continue their winning run against Kelston boys. St Peter's College came into the final round of the Auckland 1A season needing a 4-try bonus point win to have a mathematical chance of hosting a semi-final. The home side have only lost 1 game all season but faced an often dangerous Kelston boys high team looking to end their year on a high. Young first 5'8" Joshua Loveday gave St Peter's the early advantage as he struck a 5th-minute penalty. 10 minutes later and Kelston snared a loose line-out ball, giving their backs plenty of room to move. 2 identical offloads from second 5 Tuna Tua Talafua and first 5 Abel Mangalongo sent Sebastian Vicinea free. The fullback turned centre, dotting down to have Kelston leading 7-3. The boys in red continued to attack as Ezra Vai spied space down the blind, only for Apatoni Vaka to pull off a brilliant try-saving tackle. The home side then got to within 1 of Kelston's lead at half-time, with Loveday slotting another St Peter's penalty. Second stanza began as the first finished, with Loveday adding a further 3 points, this time taking the Saints into the lead. 5 minutes later, 2 of St Peter's destructive players combined to get the home side within striking distance. The ball then emerged for the Blue and Gold's biggest ball runner, Cameron Suafoa, to thunder through the defence for a converted try that put St Peter's 9 points clear. Midway through the second half, a positive period of play for Kelston was cancelled out by a committed St Peter's forward pack. The counter ruck earning a turnover as Callum McNabb scooped up the ball and charged into open territory. The blindside flanker was eventually caught. He kept his composure to stretch out and score. St Peter's heading into the playoffs full of confidence thanks to a 23-7 win over Kelston.
Yeah, we're real pleased. Last game at the cage this year, so we want to go out with a bang, and real pleased for the boys to get the win, and now we're off to the semi-finals. I think the motivation from the boys to put in a good performance for the year 13s, last game at the cage, so we knew that the last 35 minutes we had to go out there and get a performance to take the win.
Oh, it's just, proud of the boys today. We stuck it in there. We let in a few soft tries, but, all the boys tried their hardest, and, for the last game it was a good end to the season, even though we didn't get the win.
Well done to St Peter's, who head into the semi-finals with 4 straight wins. Well, to another team looking to lock up a home semi-final, St Kentigern College. The defending champs have won 6 on the trot to lock up 2nd spot, but today they come up against top dogs Mount Albert Grammar. It's a clash between 1st and 2nd to see who'll be favourites heading into the playoffs.
Mount Albert Grammar went into the final round of the Auckland 1A Championship aiming to complete a near faultless regular season, having collected a whopping 49 points from a possible 50. But in their way were defending champions St Kentigern College, who looked to stop Mags in their tracks and take bragging rights into the playoffs. This top-of-the-table clash shaped as one worth waiting 11 rounds for. St Kentigern had a massive possession and territory advantage in the first half, but on one of the first occasions that Mount Albert worked their way into the opposition half, classy centre Caleb Clark burst through the line to set up the home side's first point-scoring opportunity. Hooker Oliver Shepherd then stepped up to kick Mags into a 3-point lead after 17 minutes. With a tight first half drawing to a close, Mount Albert cleared their line, but the ball fell into the arms of St Kentigern dangerman Etene Nanai. The fleet-footed fullback swerved and stepped his way past the Mags defence and made a beeline for the corner. Only a desperate tackle from his opposite, Niven Longapoa, prevented Nanai adding to his try tally for the season. Mount Albert holding a slender 3-point lead at the break. Less than a minute into the second half and St Kentigern were hot on attack. The ball was worked right to in-form first five Rives Reihana, who put the opposition in two minds to sneak across and have the visitors ahead 5-3. St Kentigern added a further 3 points through the boot of Carlos Price, leaving Mount Albert needing a converted try in the final few minutes to keep their perfect season alive. But bruising defence from St Kentigern earned them a famous victory, the only team to beat Mount Albert this season, as the Blue and Whites head into the semi-finals as the form team of 1A.
It's pretty exciting for us. We knew we had to be at our best if we want to give ourselves a chance, but yeah, definitely a lot of confidence taken out of that, but yeah, on to next weekend, on to another job.
I think we're pretty happy with our defensive effort. Just one try from a sort of charge down just early in the second half was disappointing, but our defence was pretty good, and I thought we were able to hold the ball for long periods and had them under pressure, but like I said, just couldn't score.
Yeah, really excited. All week we've been ampy for this. We knew what it was about. If we won, we got a home semi. I think one of the key things is our experience has come through over the last few years, and definitely showed out there today. When it got tight, we knew how to control the game a little bit more. We can always do better, and we hope to do that next week.
Well, there you go. St Kent's doing what no other school was able to do this season, tipping up Mount Albert Grammar in the final round. Well, there's one more semi-finalist to check in on, and that's Sacred Heart. They take on a fired-up Auckland Grammar here next on School Report. Welcome back to School Report as the Lion Pride cheer on Auckland Grammar in their final game of the season. They can't win the Auckland 1A Championship this year, but on the other side of the pitch is a team that can. Sacred Heart haven't won the title in 51 years, but if they want to change that, then a victory today will give them the best possible chance.
Needing a 4-try bonus point victory to avoid a trip to Mount Albert Grammar in the semi-finals, Sacred Heart were in an attacking frame of mind early in the match. An inside ball had winger Melino Uia inches away from the line. And following up was his centre Lameki Namoa to burrow over for a converted try. With the wind at their back, Sacred Heart had a massive territory advantage in the first half, and they made it count. Winger Josh Gray piled on the pressure as he linked with Yusefo Masoe, who rolled out a deft pass for Namoa to cross for his brace. Sacred Heart leading 14-0 at the break. The second half saw Sacred Heart's scrum continue to dominate, and it was the ideal platform for the backs to show their silky skills. Uia charged through a well-created gap, and the big winger then showed some great gas, turning the opposition inside out on his way to a brilliant solo try. Having failed to grab a bonus point last week, Sacred were determined to finish the job this time, and Hoskin Satutu took charge with a rampaging run into the Grammar half. Following a big fend, the number 8 floated out a pass to Lameki Namoa, who dived over for his hat-trick. Sacred Heart back to their best ahead of the playoffs, beating Auckland Grammar 24-0.
Well, it always looked like you guys were pretty comfortable throughout that one. Did it always feel that way?
We came in with a pretty sound game plan and a disappointing week last week, so we knew we had to start fast and finish positively, so I think we did that today.
Chance to heap a little bit of praise on guys like Melino. I mean, that was just a stunning try he scored there in the left corner.
Yeah, the boys are so proud of Melino. He's come back from ACL reconstruction, and for him to get a performance like that just means the world for us and the school.
Is it fair to say you guys paid for that fast start by Sacred?
Yeah, we were pretty inaccurate today. We probably made every mistake that you could make on a rugby field, really. So not the way we wanted to end, but that doesn't take anything away from Sacred's game. I thought they played well and the better team won.
51 years since the last title was won. Is that something you guys talk about at all?
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, there is a constant reminder. It still doesn't change it, but the guys are definitely going out there to do their best. So, yeah, we get reminded about it, but you can only control what you can control.
Well, a remarkable effort there by Sacred Heart, holding Grammar to 0 on their home ground, never easy. Now to two teams whose run at the title came to a heartbreaking end last week. King's College and De La Salle have laid on some of the best tries this season, and no doubt there'll be plenty more this afternoon as they look to send their Year 13s out in style.
Both De La Salle College and King's College look like semi-final contenders for much of the season, only for their challenges to end with losses last weekend. Sitting 6th on the table, De La Salle had a chance to overtake Kings with a bonus point win during the final round of their 1A season. The visitors, though, were aiming to end their campaign on a winning note, having come within seconds of beating Mount Albert last week. In testing conditions, King's College ground their way into the De La Salle 22 through a number of pick-and-go rucks. Halfback James Stanners was brought down just short of the line, and then it was the turn of captain Joe Johnston, showing good body position as he ducked over for the opening 5-pointer. Sharan Martoi added the extras to have Kings leading 7-0 after just 3 minutes. Much of the opening half was played in De La Salle territory, but 10 minutes out from the break, Kurt Utai Lawrenson came off his wing to get De La Salle over the advantage line. The ball was spun to Lalomilo, and the highly rated centre sucked in a number of defenders before offloading in contact to Eric Ahing. The winger's try had De La Salle trailing by just 2 points at the break. The arm wrestle continued into the second half as the conditions made running rugby difficult. But De La Salle's big forwards continued to display impressive footwork and power as they have all season. Next to barge his way close to the try line was number 8 PJ Hutch, and on his shoulder was Lalomilo, who capped off a fine season with the go-ahead try. Kings couldn't find a way into the opposition 22 during the remaining 20 minutes, and De La Salle ultimately outlasted their neighbours. Bonus points were enough for King's College to hold on to 5th place on the 1A table, but De La Salle ended the year with a popular 10-7 victory.
Oh, no, they're very pleased. They were aiming for this game, and they were disappointed with not getting through to the semis, and the loss last week against St Kitts. So they came out today and they really wanted to win for themselves and also for the school. One of our goals this year was to make top 6. I think we've made that, and the boys have got better.
Oh, it's been disappointing. We've had a lot of close losses this year. Can't never fault the effort that the boys put in, but we're just a couple of last minute losses on full time really hurt us through the year, and we had to play catch up.
I think we've definitely improved from last year. Coming away from a not pleasing year last year, we really came away with the results that we wanted this year, and definitely a stepping stone for the years to come.
De La Salle coming home in a close one. Congratulations to them. Well, 2 more games left in the Auckland 1A regular season, and both are grudge matches. Onehunga go to Dilworth, and Otahuhu host Aorere for the Kevin Mialamu Trophy. All the action next on School Report.
The 11th and final round of the Auckland 1A Championship saw Southside rivals Otahuhu College and Aorere College square off.
So how do you feel about today's game?
Today's going to be a really complicated game because we're going ahead for the Mialamu Cup.
Okay.
Both teams, good luck. Yep, thank you.
The 2 first 15s contest the Kevin Mialamu Trophy. Aorere were defending the silverware following last year's impressive win. Otahuhu needed the first victory of the season if they were to wrestle it back. Despite only securing 2 wins this year, Aorere have troubled plenty of teams through their line-out drive, and it again reaped rewards with Sayosi Alatini winning the ball and rumbling over for an opening 5-pointer. 12 minutes later, the Aorere backs swept into action with centre JJ Suimai hitting a short ball and powering upfield. He found winger JP Natoko racing up on his outside to score a well-constructed converted try. It was back to the forwards to show off their skills as number 8 Penny Sono Feneanofo popped a great pass off the deck to his halfback Tuliao. Following up as the flanker should, Likau Alatini was on hand to dive over under the sticks. Aorere won the kick-off and spun the ball to fullback Mosesi Pepper, who had Alatini on his shoulder. The big lock thundered his way into the Otahuhu half and linked up well with his backs to see Natoko finish off a fine 60-metre try. Aorere racing out to a 24-point lead. On the stroke of half-time, the visitors had one last chance to attack. Quick hands put Suimai on the outside, and he showed enough strength to dot down in the corner for for the bonus point try. The scoreless 13-minute period to start the second stanza was broken when Aureli attacked from a quick line-out. The elusive Pepper was again the spark, and Suimai was on hand to cross for his second try of the afternoon. The visitors rounded out their win when replacement back Taunga Arama held up a great pass for Suimai to race in for his hat-trick. Aureli ending the season with 3 wins and 13 competition points, identical to last year's effort. But more importantly, the green and red machine held on to the Kevin Mialamu trophy.
It's been a year that all the boys are working hard, but obviously, Mosesi at fullback was pretty dangerous, and our midfield of James and JJ, they really sort of held things together there for us as well.
I think they played to their strengths, their forward pack, especially in that first 20 minutes. They just put the pressure on us, and I think that's where they sort of got the initial sort of advantage, and then sort of it opened up the rest of the game for them. So all credit to them, they played really well in the conditions.
Yeah, this game has a lot of history. I think 23 years. Our side's only won it 3 times, and so our school's trying to put up that number of times that we're going to win this. And yeah, just a great feeling to win this back.
Well done, Aureli. The Kevin Mialamu trophy locked away safely for another year. Now to our final game of the regular season sees Dilworth welcome Onehunga. Now these two teams clashed in a passionate promotion-relegation match at the start of last season. So Onehunga go to Dilworth looking for a little revenge.
Dilworth School faced rivals Onehunga High School in the final round of the Auckland 1A Championship. The always entertaining home side have survived relegation for the second straight season, while visiting Onehunga will again play a promotion-relegation match to start next year. But for now, the visitors want nothing more than to capture their second win of an improving season. The standout of Dilworth's 2016 campaign has been first 5'8" Mole Fiver. The little playmaker only needs a slither of space to attack from, and he once again had the opposition bamboozled on his way to a scintillating 50-metre solo try. The game tightened up through the remainder of the first half as Onehunga's spirited defence once again left its mark on their opposition. A few minutes out from the break, Dilworth rumbled their way into the shadow of the posts, and good ball retention was rewarded with a try by Mowbray Manu, giving the home side a 12-point lead at half-time. Onehunga High School came out firing for the final 35 minutes of their season, with a brace of halfback Joe To'o getting a side on the front foot, and right wing Teri Mate smashing his way into the 22. Fittingly, the movement was finished off by the heart and soul of the Onehunga squad captain Joseph Tangulu, crashing across for a converted try. With the game in the balance, Dilworth showed they can play tight just as well as they can entertain. Blindside flanker Isilili Manu matching his brother's first half effort as he reached out to seal the victory. Dilworth beating Onehunga 19-7 to capture their third win of the year.
The season was tougher than last year. We didn't get as many wins, but the most important thing and the goal for us was to try and stay in 1A, and that's what we achieved, and that's the most important thing. We played a bit better in most games. We lost quite a few, but the margins between the defeats were definitely a lot less than they were last year.
It was an exciting game. I thought both teams played extremely good rugby. I think in hindsight, their set piece was a bit better than ours in the end, and they were quite well drilled on the forward pack. So they deserved that victory. But I really enjoyed the game, to be perfectly honest, and that's what it's all about. Young men giving their best, and they all did today, so it was an enjoyable spectacle.
A huge congratulations there to Dilworth. What a way to finish the season on a high. That's 66 games done and dusted as we complete the regular season. Now it's time to check the final points table to see how your school finished up.
After the 11th and final round, Mount Albert have emerged runaway winners of the 1A regular season. 6 points back, and also hosting a semi-final are St Kitts, who were in 7th spot midway through the season. A point adrift are Sacred Heart, with St Peter's making up the top 4. Kings hold on to 5th. De La Salle improved from 9th last year to 6th this season. And further down the ladder, Onehunga and Otahuhu will face the 1B finalists and promotion relegation deciders next year.
And make sure to head over to the Auckland First 15 Facebook page to check out the top 3 tries of the final round and let me know your favourite. And tune in next week as we have 2 must-see games as the top 4 teams do battle in the semi-finals.
Yes, it's knockout rugby next week as St Peters look to reverse a big loss early in the season to Mount Albert's side, who've got the speed wobbles in recent weeks. The other semi-final clash sees bitter rivals St Kentigern host Sacred Heart. Sacred triumphed earlier in the season, but the defending champs have knocked Sacred out at semi-final time in 3 of the last 4 seasons. We'll have all the drama from both matches here on School Report.
2 great matches to come next week, then it'll be finals time. And you can catch the Auckland 1A final live and exclusive on Duke. Just who'll be with us at Eden Park? Well, you'll have to find out next week on our semi-final edition of School Report.